Good morning and welcome to TMI Socials. I'm Anuoluwapo Stevens, here to take you in on what's trending on the social media space. The first story I have for you this morning is to let you in on the fact that the eagle has finally landed. Talking about President Bola Tinubu, he landed in Abuja after his private trip to France yesterday. The president arrived at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe airport at about 8:50 p.m. yesterday, and he was received by a delegation led by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume. Also present to receive him were the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, the Minister of the F.C.T, Nyesom Wike, and other government officials. President Tinubu had traveled to France on Wednesday, January 24th. The trip was President Tinubu's second to France since he assumed office in May 2023. Let's have a feel of what went down in Abuja yesterday. All right, moving over to how you reacted. It's Humble Jensen Smith says, we complain about Buhari traveling. The current president would probably just end up a tourist because I see him going around the world. Interesting stuff there. Benjamin McBill says, what change is the destination? Formerly UK, now France. Same pattern, same reason, same frequency. We are all familiar with the trend. After all, like begets like. Naomi says, welcome, Baba, the most understanding president Nigeria has ever elected. Baba, on your mandate we stand. No leave, no transfer. All right, Naomi, I see what you're doing there, though. But either ways, it's a good thing we have our president back in the country to, take full charge of some of the things that's been happening in the country as we speak. Now, speaking about what has been happening, also in the news yesterday was the fact that some women living around the Mile 1 and Mile 3 Diobu areas of Port Harcourt have protested to the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, that's the PHEDC. Now, they say the recent blackout in the Garden City, coupled with the heat wave in the night, has affected them tremendously in whatever way that you can think of right now. While waving placards and chanting songs, the women claim the food in their refrigerators is going bad and they have to keep throwing them away regularly. Let's go to Port Harcourt. Now moving over to reaction, Cupcake on Instagram says, every time I won't deny say I know be Naija. Now this kind of thing, they make me never talk. How can you deny such a movie filled with professional actors? We don't need a director or a producer. Just set camera and press play. We give you the movie. Like, what is this, please? I can't imagine, though, if you understand what really happened in that particular video. Moving over to another one that we have real quickly. Let us see. Ebony says, with Nigeria's laundry list of issues, they are protesting over this. It's like a comedy show. Interesting times. Moving over. Now this one says, no protest insecurity or economic problems. Now all these irrelevant issues be our problem. We are not ready in this country. Now, moving over, all right, finally on the story, Nigeria, diverse people, diverse culture, diverse problems. There's a whole lot of things happening, I tell you. Now, in business news, again, Yemi Cardoso, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, says the foreign exchange demand for education and healthcare in the past decade has significantly eroded the strength of the Naira. Cardoso spoke yesterday when he appeared before the plenary of the House of Representatives. The CBN governor said between 2010 and 2020, foreign education expenses amounted to $28.65 billion, while healthcare incurred $11.1 billion. Let's hear him verbatim, and we move over to your reaction.
Nigeria has increased or depreciated due to the simultaneous occurrence of two factors: a decline in the supply of US dollars coinciding with a surge in the demand for US dollars. Looking at the demand side of the exchange rate, it's important to note the growing number of Nigerian students studying abroad. In 1980s and 1990s, the need for US dollars for their living expenses was minimal. However, recent data shows a significant change. According to UNESCO's Institute of Statistics, the number of Nigerian students abroad increased from less than 15,000 in 1998 to over 71,000 in 2015. By 2018, the figure had reached...
All right, let's move over to how you reacted on the social media space. This user says, the tactics of this administration is blame game and comparison. Instead of them to actually make things work, they blame others or compare countries experiencing worse. It is well with Nigeria. And I say a big amen to that. Now, moving over to another one that we have, still on the story. Bond Not James says, he's actually right. Too many people are going abroad to study. It really doesn't have anything to do with excessive government spending, corruption, crude oil theft, lack of infrastructure for production, and so much more. If people stop traveling abroad, Naira will equal to dollar. You think so, huh? And finally on the story, coming from someone that his children are studying abroad. Now, straight bullet actually did hit Cardoso, wherever he is right now. Moving over to another one. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, says over 50% of certificates of pharmaceutical products of medicines imported into Nigeria are fake. A certificate of a pharmaceutical product is a document issued in a form recommended by the World Health Organization that establishes the status of the product in the exporting country. So that's the same to Mojisola as she spoke yesterday.
From coming in, meaning you approve NAFDAC, yeah, but we will cheat on you because we don't really care about your citizens. We are going to put an end to that. Because we found out that more than 50% of what is called pharmaceutical, certificate of pharmaceutical product that come into our country are fake. They fake them. But it takes two to tango.
Absolutely, it takes two to tangle indeed. Moving over to how you reacted. This one says, why did you people allow them to get the certificates? Why not ban such drugs? Our leaders should be careful. They should know that they are dealing with human beings and not animals. Another one here still. She should investigate to know who produced fake certificates and allow the law to take them up. They are all the same. She raised the alarm. There will be no action. Oh, so you think. Finally, on the story, the certificate is not the problem. The problem is the fake drugs they are bringing into us. Almost all the drugs are fake. They can't even heal ordinary headache. That's what it says. And with that, interestingly, we get to wrap up TMI Socials today. That's all I have for you on TMI Socials. My name is Anu Luwakwa Stevens. I'll see you tomorrow.